Hey, this is my first time. Oh, good boy. All right, it's about 1 a.m. and I decided that, hey, you know what? I promised Leo that I'm going to make this tutorial video about how to use color coded container. So I figured that, hey, why not? Just do it now before I go to bed. So, yeah, I'm kind of high right now from drinking some herbal tea. That's a pretty bad joke, by the way. So anyway, it's my first time using Google Hangout Live, which is kind of like new feature that I haven't used for like the past, I don't know, 2, 3 years. So it's kind of new for me. So that's why it's kind of funny because I've been spending 15 minutes trying to figure this thing out. But anyway, um, let's talk about the diet. Okay, let's talk about the color coded containers. How do you use the numbers and how to plan your diet? So here you go, the containers. Wow. Oh my god, it's like Russian doll. You keep opening it up. So anyway, um, so green is for vegetables. Okay, so you don't use this container as a you don't really use this thing to store food, but in fact you use this as a what's the word measuring spoon. That's what you use it, or measuring cup per se. So because like you need to have five, I don't know, maybe 5 or 3 of these per day. That's kind of impossible. So if you use this as a um, measuring cup, and have the right meal inside this real food container, and that's how you do it. So you're gonna have maybe about 4 of this plasticware per day, depending on how many meals you have, and depending how many times you want to cook or reheat on microwave. You know, so that depends a lot. All right, so enough about that. Let's go towards figuring out how you plan your diet. Oh, let me see here. Screen share. There you go. Yes, sweet. All right, let's see here. Awesome. All right, so Leo, I'm using your information as an example here. Um, so you have the macro option of figuring out how many grams you need to eat, and how many grams of protein, carbs, fat, and whatnot. But it's kind of easier if you just use the container, the portion approach. So you know that you need to have 4, 3, 3, 7, 1, 1, 4. So I took the liberty. I took the liberty to color, uh, you know, to color each food according to the container. So so this is like one way for me to make it easy to plan out the meals. So let's just say that I decide to, have 5 meals a day. So, I kind of set this color cell to represent each container, and I just type this thing here. So I need to have 4 total for vegetable, 3 for fruits, 3 for carbs, 7 for protein, 1 for good fat, 1 for seeds, and 4 for oil in teaspoon. All right. So let's just say that meal 5 is the last meal of the day or the night, probably about within an hour or so before bedtime. So definitely something that you don't want to have carbs or fruits. You know, that's usually kind of like protein only. All right. So anyway, for vegetables, you need to have 4 vegetables, but you have 5 meals a day. So you could do something like here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet, done. Fruits. Do you want to have fruits for breakfast or meal 1? Sure, why not? Fruits for meal 2, maybe not. Let's see. Maybe here, maybe there. All right, that's 3. Good. Carbs. Do you want to have carbs for breakfast? Maybe, maybe not. So let's try this. And here. Sure. So that's already 3. Okay, so protein. So you need 7. So let's definitely that you need to have protein on each meal. All right, so that's 5. So where else can you put protein? Maybe here. And maybe here. Why not, right? For dinner. All right, good fat. You need one good fat. Let's say, what is good fat? Good fat is kind of like avocados or something like that. Or cheese. Sure, let's put it here. Seeds. Where do you want to have seeds? Let's put it here. Why not? Oils. You have 4 teaspoons of oil. Maybe here. And maybe for dinner. All right. So do you have 7, 1, 1, 4? There you go. So once you have this thing, you can play around with it and figure out what you're going to do with it. So once you have this number match up with the information down here, you could type it out. All right. So here, what did I say? 1 veggie, 1 fruit, 1 carb. Oop, my bad. 1 protein. No fat. All right, yes. And then meal 2, 1 fruit, 1 vegetable, 2 oil, 2 carbs, 2 protein, 2 oil. Okay, so maybe we don't put oil here. We could put it here just for fun. Maybe not vegetables here. Maybe you want to have vegetables, a lot of vegetables for dinner. There you go. So yeah, play around until you figure out the best type of meal that you can have. So so once you have, stop moving around. There you go. So once you have this information, I would recommend type it out. So that every meal one you need to have 1 vegetable, 1 fruit, 1 protein. What do you have in mind for that? Fruits. Maybe you want to have an orange. Protein. Eggs. Fried eggs are very good for breakfast. Vegetables. What kind of vegetables can you eat for breakfast? That's I don't know. I don't really eat vegetables for breakfast, but you could have something like Brussels sprouts, or beets or tomatoes, chopped tomatoes or something like that to go with your protein. Make it into an omelet. There you go, an omelet for your breakfast. Easy. All right. So once you have this thing, I would definitely recommend that you print it out or have it in your wallet or something, and know the numbers every single time. Like breakfast, what do you need to have? Lunch, what do you need to have? Dinner, what do you need to have? So let's say that meal 4 is dinner. So dinner, you need to have 2 vegetables, 1 fruit, 2 protein, 1 good fat, and then some oil. You could design whatever food that you want to have. So let's see here. All right. So I'm a big fan of Trader Joe's because this is kind of like my cheat way of, to meal prep really easy. I don't know whether you guys have Trader Joe's. If you have Trader Joe's, then you're in luck because Trader Joe's is going to make your life so much easier. You could get this grill strips chicken breast. It's probably not the best thing out there because, it's not necessarily cage free. But you know what? As long as you have like grass fed meat and you eat, cage free eggs, or if you take some fish oil, I think, just like 1 bad meat per day shouldn't matter that much. So for example, here in this photo, all right, so for your lunch, let's say you need to have fruits, 2 carbs, 2 protein, and 2 oil. Well, there you go. This is just that, You have 2 carbs here that, this thing, 1 bag of this thing is basically two carbs. You have 2 protein, 2 oil. Well, just use a teaspoon and get a coconut oil. And then, spices to taste. Spices for taste. Peel garlic is just something for fun that I put. All right, so that's one way. And then This is unrelated to this type of meal, but I just want to show you an example. So let's say that for lunch, you know that your number is that you need to have one carb, two veggies, one protein, and two oil. So you could make something like a pasta salad, for example. Um, I think you guys know that I cannot have wheat, so I have to my pasta have to be like from brown rice or black beans, which is great because actually black beans is pretty high in protein as well. So why not? So, just black beans with brown rice pasta, chopped frozen peppers, which is this, frozen broccoli, frozen roasted vegetables, and tuna or any type of protein, mix it together. And this is it. This is my meal prepping. This is my meal prep for the whole week. So this is actually about 5 containers worth for 5 days. And one thing I love about Trader Joe's is that instead of buying really expensive fresh fruits or fresh vegetables, I just buy the frozen one that has been chopped. So it's just so much easier for me to like put it in a pot and mix everything together. You know, with my method, I spend about less than 2 hours in one weekend to prepare my meals for the whole week. I mean, if you're one of those guys who really want to have like if you want to cook gourmet food from scratch, buying like fresh green peppers and you have to chop it and whatnot, that might take you like 3 to 4 hours. I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to make my time efficient. I don't like cooking. I mean, that's me. But hey, if you're really into cooking, why not? Go for it. Okay. So another example of eating out. Okay, maybe you have to eat out for dinner with family or for business clients or something like that. You can still eat out by being healthy, and still eating out. The key is to know your portion numbers. So for example, let's say it was for lunch. Okay, you know that your number is one carb, one protein, one veggie, and two oil. So you could look into the menu and maybe the salmon with rice and asparagus on the side is the right thing for you. Let's say somehow they kind of give you like 2 cups worth of rice. You know what? If you know that in your number you just need to have one portion of carb, then just be disciplined and just have one carb and just eat like half of your rice instead of like eating the whole thing. You don't have to eat the whole thing. Don't believe what parents used to say to us that, hey, they're starving children in Africa and China, so you have to eat your food. That's true, but it's not going to do you anything because you're not starving. Most of us in America are overweight, so you can actually not finish your food. You're not a kid anymore. So, okay, let's say that your numbers is you have to have 2 carbs, one protein, 1 or 2 cups of veggie, and one healthy fat. So this is like a great example, of eating Subway sandwich, for example. The healthy fat could be cheese. Might not be showing here, but there you go. Um, where am I anyway? So other than that, I posted on your Halloween. I'm sorry. Yeah. So this is another thing that you can learn and memorize. Maybe have this photo saved on your phone, for example. That it's all about knowing how to, the right portion for certain food. So you can see here, apple is about the size of your face, which is about the same size as the green container, you know. And let's say here, the meat, okay, it's about the size of your palm. And when you compare your palm, the size of your palm to the red container, is about the same size, you know. So this is something that kind of useful for you to eat out, or if you actually like plan meal prep a lot at home. I think it will become a second nature to you by the third or the fourth week. You just know the right size, the right portion, of certain food. You know the right size of like one container for carb, how big it is and whatnot. Or you could also learn how to, you know, figure out the right portion just from this as well. All right. Um, all right, there you go. So hopefully the video is going to help you a lot on figuring out how to meal prep with the right color containers. So sorry, it's kind of late and I'm just being a cracker right now. Wait, that doesn't sound right. I think I was trying to say a joker, not cracker. I think crack is someone who smoked crack. Yeah. Anyway, good night.